Hi, I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach parenting, family communication, and relationship development all over the world through the lens of self-government. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 formats that create lasting family relationships with children. Those years where the children are growing and they're small may seem chaotic, but I promise you they are the golden years, the true golden years. Those are the years that you will compare every other time to in your life. Those will be the memories that when you get together as a family that you draw upon for the laughs or for the heartfelt moments. Those truly are the very best times in family life. And during those times, we think we will always be close to our children. But as you know, there are many children that pull away from their family bonds, and there are many parents that also struggle to maintain close ties with their children as well. In this video, I'm going to be talking about some stories from my life and my children, and share with you some of the things that we have done, some of the forms that we have used to create strong family relationships that will stand the test of time. So what is a form? A form is a type of a structure. Now, normally if you think of a form of something like the form of a chair, the form of a person, the form of a car, we're talking about the body or the makeup, the lines that actually distinguish one thing from another. But also when we talk about forms, we talk about the organizational pattern or the model of how something is going to work. So the structure. So I'm going to be sharing 5 formats with you that have really made a lasting difference in our family relationships. I have 4 children of my own, and for years I did treatment foster care for troubled teens. All of my children are now grown and gone, and I'm happy to report that we have fantastic family bonds with them. Even many of our foster children have contacted us as they've moved on in their life, maintained connection, and let us know how we can help them in their lives so that we can be a family support to them. It's been beautiful to see all of the children and our foster children grow up and do such great things with their life. But I can't deny that there was a point where I thought, are my children going to pull away from me like they do in so many other homes where parents and children seem to disconnect and don't have good bonds later in life? And I was worried about that. I did not want that to happen. And I determined that we need to make a plan so that our family would always know that we were headed toward unity. This is the book, Parenting a House United. It's a bestseller, and it is all about creating a united family, good united relationships. That's what I wanted for my family, and here's all my secrets. But I'm going to be talking about some of the secrets in this book today that I think you can get started with right now. We decided that if we were going to have a family who was going to be united for the long term, that we had to all plan. It couldn't just be me and my husband. So we definitely had an idea in mind of what type of a family we wanted to have for all of the years to come. But we realized that we hadn't shared that same picture with our children. So they wouldn't know where we're headed. In fact, they would just be treating each moment as its own isolated moment. We didn't want that to be the case. We wanted them to have a bigger picture. So think about building a business or getting a business to expand, to reach its goals or its potentials. You've got to get everybody on the same page. Even the person who is the lowest person on the totem pole, the one who delivers the mail or something, they have to know the point of this business. They have to know the direction you're taking it and the productivity that's going to be required. They've got to invest. Well, we wanted our children to invest in our family as its own business so that we would have a better chance of creating those unified bonds, which we have today. Just to give you an idea of what our bonds look like, my daughter Paige, she does a lot of teaching with me in the Teaching Self-Government course. She'll mentor people and everything, and she is constantly telling people that, aside from her spouse and her little child, I am her closest person. Her parents are her dearest friends. I see my daughter, London, who's in college, going over to visit her sister on a regular basis. They are close, they are tight, and they take care of the little baby together and have fun together just because London wants to for fun. I see my sons getting together to go to the gym and go and do exercising together and hanging out together. And they also come and hang out with me and my husband. It's a really beautiful thing to see the family behave in that way. And that's what I'm going to share with you, how we got to that place. The first thing we decided to do after we taught our children a bunch of skills for communication was present the format of family vision. So family vision is a structure in and of itself. It's a picture of what type of a family we want to become. We picked a time in the future. It was 20 years in the future. We said 20 years from now, what do we want our family to look like, feel like, be like at a family Christmas party? So Christmas Eve is the big deal at our house, and we knew that we would be having Christmas Eve parties because that's something that we've always done with my parents, and I knew that I would take that over as time went on. So we had a time, a place, an activity, all the people present, and then we spent time discussing what our conversations would be like, what our relationship would feel like when we were together. Once we made this plan, we talked about it, we wrote it down, we told it as bedtime stories, and every time our family was not feeling like it was going in the direction of that family vision, then we would stop everything and get everybody back on track. We would revisit that conversation about where we were headed and why. And so obviously we needed to make a change right then because it didn't look like we were headed in the right direction. Having a family vision gets that investment, and it is a format that will sustain other formats that you're going to need to strengthen the relationship on a day-to-day basis. Before I get to the other 4 formats, hit that subscribe button. There are a lot of great videos on this channel all about strengthening your family relationships and developing better communication through self-government. If you subscribe to this channel, you won't miss them. And don't forget the notification bell so that you'll find out when new videos come out. The second format is pre-teaching, or regular planning with meetings or follow-up. So after the family has created this picture of who they're becoming as a family, they've got to now start to create the strategic plan of how they will become this family. They know what they want, they know what it feels like. So now how do you get there? Well, our family has family meetings. We have couples meetings, family meeting, and we have individual mentor meetings every single week. These are meeting times that we use to talk about what type of plans we have for our family. So we have certain skills that our family all knows that we've taught our children so that we can solve problems together. There's also things like chores and maybe family trips or relationship problems, some selfishness problems, things like that that we might want to address and create a plan for. Having a family meeting as a group is a great way to develop solutions as a family in a united way to become that better version of yourselves. The vision is the big picture, and then you create a plan for how you're going to get there, and you maintain it by having these meetings regularly. Speaking of skills and communication, this leads me to format number 3. Format number 3 is having a structure of communication so that you can solve your problems. So in our family, we teach 4 basic skills to our children. They are following instructions, accepting no answers and criticism, accepting consequences, and disagreeing appropriately. We also teach our children how to be calm when they feel themselves going out of control, and we teach them all of the 5 skills that we use to teach them and correct them so that they know exactly how we are going to correct them if anything happens. They know the very words that are going to be coming out of my mouth. This increases predictability, which increases personal ownership and taking responsibility, and it makes it so that we can have a habit of understanding each other and solving all problems instead of having power struggles and contentions. So this is vital to creating a lasting relationship for the future. Do you know how many people get so hung up on how a problem was solved or handled by a parent or a child that will end up damaging their relationship for years, sometimes even for life, because they didn't have a better way to handle their problems? Now, forgive somebody if they make a mistake. Let them learn and grow. Hopefully they'll learn new skills for development too. But if you know better skills to begin with, it makes all the difference. Number 4 is consistent feedback. This means that whether a person makes a choice that is good and going in the right direction, or whether they don't, they make a mistake or a wrong choice, there needs to be feedback. If a family is going to create bonds that last, they need to know that they can praise each other and be corrected by each other, and it's all okay. That they can talk about anything. Many times when I visit people's homes, I will notice that their children will start to have total breakdowns if the parents even just begin the words of a correction. The anxiety in the child is triggered just by the starting words of a correction. This tells me that the child has not learned yet that home is the safest place to make mistakes, that there is a tone here that makes it so that even when we're correcting problems, it all feels okay. Children need to learn to accept consequences and accept teaching, which means that they have to accept roles too. This means that parents have to maintain their parental authority and do the proper teaching, and the children need to maintain their role as children and do the proper learning as well. That's another part of consistency. It's hard to give feedback if we don't actually know who each other is. So a key piece to consistent feedback, a piece of that format, is making sure that we've got a foundation of understanding the roles in the family. Format number 5 is deliberate relationship development times. We're making this plan of where we're headed. We've got to have another structure for how we keep focusing on that plan. One key thing that families can do to maintain the relationship development that is required for lasting relationships even after the children have left your home is making sure that you have a tradition or habit of regular family activities. Even just if you have a family activity once a week where everyone knows to schedule it in and be there, it will make a big difference in your family. Also, having a tradition of eating a meal together as a family each day is very beneficial. There is so much data and evidence on what that does for bonding in a family. We cannot ignore the value of that. In fact, I was talking the other day to a young man, and he mentioned that he was so grateful that his parents made sure that family dinner was a priority, that even when he left to serve a mission for his church for a couple of years, when he thought of his family, he would think of them around the dinner table and be grateful for the fact that he had those years and years of dinners with his family before he reached adulthood. That's the type of an impact that creating those family times can have on the heart of a person and can draw their heart toward you in the future. So have personal one-on-one activities, maybe date nights with your children, have personal conversations in mentor meetings like I already mentioned, have regular family activities, and don't forget about family dinners too. All of these formats are part of the larger format of self-government. There are many pieces that you put together to create an environment where a person learns self-government. Since you stayed to the end of this video, I have a special gift for you. I would like to give you my Calm Parenting Toolkit for free. In the description that is below this video, there is a link that says teachselfgov.com/toolkit. If you click on that link in the description, then you will be able to get the Calm Parenting Toolkit for free. So click on that link now, and I'll see you there.